So understand, in third dimension, we are governed by time and distance, two things. So in the third dimension, we we call it the trap of time. That's where we are. If you see gradually that the second aspect of third dimension, which is distance, that aspect is slowly changing. If you say, for example, you want to go from one city to another city, and if you ask somebody, how far is it? Usually you will, the answer nowadays, in the previous days, the answer used to be, it is 300 miles. But these days, the answer is, oh, it's just 5 hours. So nowadays, we have already started translating distance in the form of time. So we are moving from two aspects of third dimension to one aspect only, which is only time. Automatically. It is happening naturally. And then in this time dimension also, all those who are involved with spiritual practices, doing lots of things, they sometimes lose what they say is, oh, I thought it was just 10 minutes and it's past 1 hour when I'm meditating or when I'm doing something. You lose track of time, which means you are transitioning from the time dimension to a timeless dimension slowly. And that transition is naturally happening to people who are ready for it. Now, the fifth dimension, what are the characteristics of the fifth dimension as we know from people? And people say that there are more dimensions beyond fifth. There is ninth dimension, there is 12th dimension, and so on. I'm not very knowledgeable about different aspects of various other dimensions, but about fifth dimension, I know one thing. That's a dimension where time and distance both will not be there. So what does that mean really? When there is no time, there is no distance. What does that mean? Think about it. This is something you should be able to imagine easily. If there is no distance, what does that mean? Between you and everything else, there is no distance. There is no distance means no separation. That is what we are all calling it as oneness. When there is no separation, think about it. There is, you basically go from duality to oneness. You are no more in duality anymore. For duality, you need separation. And separation introduces distance. So, in the fifth dimension, when we are thinking about no distance and no time means what? There is no beginning and no end. That is the meaning of no time. Time loses its significance. Why? Because we become eternal. We have always been there and will always be there. There is no end because there was no beginning. Then if you think about it, where are you then? You are out of the cycle of incarnations. That means you will not have a body anymore. Right? Because you have no separate identity. So my understanding of fifth dimension is the nirvana, right? People keep on, everybody has their own way of looking at things, but I am looking at it only from one thing: the specific characteristics of third dimension, and then the absence of those characteristics. So when these two things are absent, what can we be?
Sir, I was reading Bringers of the Dawn. So they have mentioned that our body are becoming like from density body to light body. So we are more becoming light and like we are losing our density. The same thing is happening with Earth also. So Earth is also changing, like it's moving more on lighter side.
Hmm.
And we are getting a lot of during this time there is a shift happening, and where lot of energy is coming, lot of light is coming, so it's easy to do meditate and easy to go in higher state when we do the meditation during this period of time. I mean to say.
Hmm.
Same is mentioned in the Bringers of the Dawn. So the
Correct.
writer has mentioned this will happen after like some time, and this is the current time that is happening. So
Think
it's
about it
something.
now that what they mentioned there, I have read this book twice,
Okay.
and what they are mentioning there is still duality. There is
Okay.
distance, there is separation. So in my mind, that is not fifth
Right.
dimension. Or think about it the other way. Forget about fifth dimension. That is still third dimension, because the characteristic of third dimension is separation,
Okay. Right.
right? And as
Yes.
long as there is separation, as long as we have bodies, whether
Mm-hmm.
light or heavy, as long as we have bodies, we are separate,
Right.
right? So,
Yes.
and that to me, by definition, remains the third dimension. It is one, you can say, a different scenario in the same third dimension.
Okay.
To me, that's what, when I read such things, this is how I think about it. But I could be wrong. I'm like, I do not really know much about that aspect, but from whatever I have learned, this is what I have understood.
Yes.
So,
So it is mentioned that lots of changes are happening in our body also because of these shift changes, and also same thing happening in the earth also. Earth is also changing. So that's where, like, I don't know whether it's correct or wrong. It's like we are, if something like if we're getting more pain or something discomfort in our body, it's due to the shift that is happening. So is it correct, or sir, is it
it
wrong,
is,
or
um,
somewhere?
whatever happens in our body happens based on the vibration at which we are vibrating.
Okay.
And when the vibration changes, we will
Mm-hmm.
see changes in the body. We will experience changes in the body, physical body, right?
Okay.
And those changes will happen when the vibration changes. So, like
Right.
when you meditate,
Mm-hmm.
when you continue to meditate, your body is constantly changing its
Changing.
vibration.
Right.
And as it changes vibration, you will experience pains,
Mm-hmm.
because now trapped energies are coming out because of a different vibration.
Right.
They are being dislodged from within and they are coming out, and they appear as pains or whatever, emotional trauma,
Mm.
whatever. Those kind of things are happening just because energy is being released due to
Right.
changing vibration. So change of vibration will always lead to these things.
Right.
That's normal. Now,
Mm.
why the vibration is changing is a different reason. Some people think that the vibration of earth is changing, so everybody is naturally changing,
Okay.
right?
Right.
More and more people are getting into meditation, and because of that, their vibration is changing. That could be another reason, right? But why
Right.
more people are getting into meditation? My thought is slightly different. So what my understanding of that is, all those people who are presently here on earth are old masters from so many lifetimes, hundreds of lifetimes they have spent in learning and experiencing and growing.
Okay.
Right? And we don't come back here to relearn something. Whatever is learned. We only add on to that learning. So if I have learned a lot in previous lifetimes, that means my spiritual progress is registered at a certain vibration. That is why when I come into a body in these days, when you are seeing younger generation, young people who are coming into bodies now, their characteristics are way different. And where does the difference come from? Difference comes from their elevation in spiritual path. Right? So their vibration is different. And because of that vibration, for them, continuing on that path is so much easier. So for them, meditation is no magic, nothing very new. Inside it themselves, they know already. And that's why the first time they get into meditation, they just get stuck with it. Because they know inside them, their existence knows that what meditation is. Right? All of you are great masters from the past. You never know how many granth you may have written in your past lifetimes. You may have contributed to Upanishads. Right? All of us have been through all that knowledge. That part of knowledge we have been through. And we are not here to repeat it. We are here to go beyond, to the next level. And that's why our vibrations are constantly changing. So meditation is a common tool which has existed for thousands of years. And that is what helps us keep growing, keep moving on the path. So that, to my understanding, is that all the souls who are here right now are very matured souls anyway. Right? So we don't need the vibration of the earth to lift the vibration. They are already vibrating at a much higher level. That's why it's very easy for people to get into meditation now. In the past, people used to go into the forest and do the sadhana for hundreds of years. Of course, their lifetimes used to be very long in those. In the past, the lifetimes used to be normally about 1,000 years.
Oh, okay.
1,000 to 1,200 years was the lifespan in earlier ages. Then at some level, the souls decided, well, why do we have to have such long lifetimes? Because now the change has to become more rapid. That's why they decided to have shorter lifetimes, so that they can cycle again and again and bring a shift, bring a change. That, like, this is another philosophy. I heard this thing and it made sense to me that it's our own decision. Remember this thing. The way we design our life is our decision. How long we will be here is our decision. Right? We plan our life. So if we don't want to leave the planet, we can do that. I mean, Mahavatar Babaji is still there, right? You all know that. His body maybe he has got a different kind of ability to transform his body, because physical body has a limitation. However, if a soul wants to continue to be present here, they have different possibilities. So people, I mean, all that I have heard from people is that Hanumanji is another one like that.
Yes.
Right? He's still, people
Still
experience
there.
him.
Yeah.
So it's our decision. We decide how long we want to be here. And In the past, people used to do long lifetimes so that they can make progress. This is because this is our practical lab. This is where we experiment and experience things for much rapid growth. So they wanted to be here for longer. But later they found that, okay, we can come back again. Why keep on dragging the same body for long? See, I mean, dragging the same body would mean a lot of things, right? The body has got associated aspects which we get stuck with, like the community we are in, the family that we are in, the social environment we are in. All these things create experiences, and we are stuck to them as long as we are in this body, right? So changing the body means you are changing the scenario. Okay. And so you
Yes.
basically start experiencing in small modules. Earlier you were doing 1200 years modules. Now you're doing 100-year modules. Right? So that in several modules, you complete the whole course.
Sir, if we did sadhana in the last lives, then how we don't remember that. And
You don't
if
have
we
to.
do same thing, repeating, that's why last week I asked you about the purpose of the life, So I don't want to do same lesson in my life, then I have
You
to
will
come
not.
back. I don't want to come back.
You naturally, you will not do the same lesson again. Naturally, as long as that experience is completed. Right? That's all pre-programmed. So we don't repeat. Now, this other aspect of it, you don't want to come again. This is an aspect which your body is telling from the mind. This is a very important thing to understand. That your desire to not come back again, where is it coming out from? Go to the source. This kind of desire comes from a place of fear. You want to escape this experience. You don't want this experience. That's where it is originating from. If you were enjoying this life, for example, you won't be thinking like this. This is a very deep thing to understand and feel within you. So if you feel good about yourself, if you feel good about your life, then you will not have this thought. Actually, like I told you several times in the past also, when we are on the other side, we are very eager to come back here. There are people in queue there waiting to come back. But when we come here, because of the fear element, we want to get rid of this. I don't want it. That's where the thought comes, that the concept of mukti, concept of moksha, where is it coming from? It stems from fear. And that concept gives us some consolation. Okay, there is an end to this eventually somewhere. It's only to feed the mind. When you understand you are eternal being, where is the end? There is no end. So what is the meaning of moksha then? Understand this thing. Every time we come, we are learning more and more. So ultimately, where is the wisdom? The wisdom is in accepting what is this life, the way the life is, accepting it, start to enjoy it, begin to love it. And then what will happen? You will come in the same state as you have in the other realm. Then you will be able to understand the significance of the body, importance of the body, importance of being here, importance of creating experiences. These are all very relevant these are there for a purpose. Purpose is to train ourselves to become completely comfortable with all kinds of situation. When you become comfortable with all types of difficulties, then what will happen? Whatever challenge may appear, you will remain in balance. Because you are comfortable. You will remain in balance, and when you are in balance, you can actually become a conscious creator. That is what we are getting trained for. All of us are training for that only. So, when somebody says that, oh, I don't want to come back here, I can understand. Because this is the case with 95% of people on earth. Nobody likes their life. We don't like what we have. And that's where the problem is. That's why we are in lacking mindset. And we can't get abundance. Just reverse the process. Once you reverse the process, you will start seeing things totally different. Difficulty is there to teach us. If we run away, we want to run away from it, we will never get rid of it. The more you run away, the more it's going to chase you. So, best thing is stand still and watch it, challenge it, and then go past it. Avoiding situations may be wise for some time, but ultimately it hurts. We are only delaying. And delaying is not bad. It's okay, because ultimately there is no end. We are eternal beings. So delay is meaningless. But yeah, that experience becomes bigger, longer. You experience that difficulty for longer time by deferring it. So understand this thing. As much as I have understood, there is nothing called moksha. We are eternal beings. We are not going anywhere. Krishna has said it in Gita. People didn't remember that. People understood everything else. Right? We cannot be destroyed. We cannot be killed. We cannot be cut. We cannot be burnt. We cannot be blown away by air. None of these things can impact us. That means what? There is no end to this experiencing. Experiencing will continue. So better become friend with it. Then you will enjoy it. If you keep fighting with it, you will not enjoy the journey. So it's like, make it easy. Be friend with difficulties, right? This is what I think. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. So when you say that we have to become, we have to accept our challenges, so that, so when you say that it's eternal, we are eternal beings, we have to, it also means that we have to keep coming back, because every time we learn a lesson, we can't learn all the lessons in one lifetime. So that journey is going to continue, but we are rising in our progress, right? I mean, we are progressing, we're not regressing, right?
Yeah, of course. Think about it. Like 1,000 years ago, you were a soldier. You were cutting people's heads.
Yeah.
Right? And now you are not, because you have evolved. Now you are able to understand many things more than that soldier.
Yes.
Right? So this is evolution. We have grown. All of us have grown.
Yeah. So like Uma ma'am, even I have had this thought so many times, like I don't want to come back. I mean, I'm very grateful. I'm super grateful for my family. I'm grateful I met you. I'm grateful I've met everyone. But whenever we come across these challenges, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to repeat. I don't want to.
Okay,
Repeat the whole thing
let
again.
me put it another way. Let me put it another way. It's okay that you don't want to come back, right? Let's accept it. Now, the time from now till you leave this body, that time could be 20 years, 50 years. You don't know how many years. What do you want to do with this time? Do you want to keep fighting, or do you want to begin to enjoy it?
I want to make the best of it, and I want to make good memories.
Exactly. So once you start working on that aspect of it, how do you begin to love your life?
Yes.
When you start working on that aspect of it, this question of not coming back again will vanish from your mind altogether.
Yes.
The moment
Yes.
you start loving yourself, moment you start loving this life, appreciating everything that you have, appreciating yourself, your body, your presence, everything that this opportunity you have, you start appreciating it and loving it, then you won't have problems. You won't want to run away from it automatically.
Yes.
Right? So what I'm saying is, forget the future. Okay, 60 years from now, I will decide what I want to do with my next life or not have next life. But these 60 years, how am I going to pass?
I'll pass it happily.
Everybody should do that.
Yes.
We all want to do it, be happy there, right? But we don't know how.
Yeah.
That is why we are all starting to do meditation and trying to find a way to make this life happy. That's why I always say, any spiritual practice that you are doing has to have an impact on our present life, practical life. If we are not able to make this part of our life happy or enjoyable, then that practice is useless. People will
Yes.
say whatever. But if I am not able to change the experience of this life, then those practices are useless.
Yes.
Right?
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, bring your awareness to making the current situation into happiness, enjoyable experience.
Yes.
And difficulties are just, again, a construct of mind. When you start accepting difficulties, they will not have impact on you. So why do we want to avoid difficult situations? Because we experience what we call as suffering, right? And suffering is just in the mind.
Yeah.
Experience cannot be changed, but suffering is in our hand.
Yes.
How we react to that experience can be suffering or enjoyment. Either way, that's a mental construct.
Yes.
Say, let me give you an example to understand this. Somebody comes to you and gives you a gali, right? You cannot change it. Now, what you do with that input is up to you. You can start brooding over it. You can start becoming angry, carry that resentment for next 3 months or the rest of your life, and keep dwelling on it. Why did this person say like that? This is how we normally do and suffer.
Yeah.
The other thing could be right there, and then you tell the person, thank you for what you just communicated to me. I don't accept it.
Yes.
When you say that, what is happening now to that gali? It has to go somewhere. You have rejected it. It will return back to the person who gave it.
Yes.
You have protected yourself by not accepting.
Yes.
And now you will not carry the grudge.
Yes.
And that's how you have insulated yourself from suffering. Suffering is purely a mental concept which arises out of ego. The moment ego is hurt, you will suffer.
Yep. Yep. That's so true.
Right? And we know it, it's a mental construct.
Yes.
So when we know it's mental construct, you should also know that it's controllable. It's my mind, and I control what goes on inside it.
Yes.
Right? So when you begin to control the suffering inside, you will not have problem with things around you. You will be able to remain at peace in the same circumstances with the same set of people.
Yes.
That is the solution. This is what I have understood
Yes,
so far.
sir.
Like this is a solution for dealing with difficult experiences of life.
Yes, sir.
Learning is automatically happening. We don't have to use the mind for that.
Yeah.
Every experience introduces an element of learning that remains with us. Okay, so we don't have to worry, oh, what did I learn from this experience? Don't think about too much about it.
Yes, sir.
Whatever was to be learned has been learned.
Yes, sir. And so with meditation, we also start to introspect. So when we introspect, it comes to me like with every experience, it comes to me like, oh, yesterday what I did or what I said, was it right or was it not? How could I have improved that situation?
Yes.
And sometimes I go in that guilt phase as well, but I'm trying to teach myself to come out of it. Like, okay, if I made a mistake, okay. So I had a fight with my mom, and my mom is there.
Yeah, we need to talk about that aspect, guilt part of it. Guilt is the worst thing you can do to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I try not to, like I meditated this morning. I did forgiveness meditation. And I'm out of it now. But no, it's a good topic. Like we should definitely have a talk on that and understand how we can handle that. Even Louise talks about it, but it's actually a very important thing. It comes with forgiveness. It actually comes with forgiveness, right? When self-love and forgiveness are all interconnected.
That's right. It's all interconnected. Guilt, resentment, these are very low frequency vibrations. They drag us down, they pull us down, they consume hell of a lot of our energy.
Yeah.
So we have to carefully examine and let go.
Yes.
Very important. Yeah. Let's listen to Jaspir ji.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Jas.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Well, I was working, and I was also I logged in because I heard Surjit talking. She's in the other room, so I logged in to listen to what the masters are saying, and I heard her talking about I don't want to come back, and my question is kind of related to that. I cannot recall which book I read, but I think there was something that we, the humans, we decided to take the challenge to do the experience, to do the experience and get the knowledge out of the experiences. But if I was to understand you correctly, you said we this process of coming and going is eternal. It is never stopping. It's never ending. So if that is the case, if that is the case, are we the guinea pigs? We are here to gain all the experience for all the other masters and the other realms who are sitting somewhere up there in other dimensions and just taking the experiences out of us and say, oh, thank you so much, and go back and get something more.
No, let me explain this. So our being eternal does not mean that we will keep coming back to earth. as eternal beings, we could be doing other things as well.
And
Right?
I think that's where Surjit's question is linked to. When she says, I
Yeah.
don't want to come back, she is probably talking about, I don't want to come back to the planet Earth. So
Yeah. So for her question, my answer was slightly different because I want her to go and dig up the root cause. Because the cause is inside her. That thought has come from somewhere inside. And most of the time, this is what I have noticed. At one point, I was also like that. And now no more. Because I understand this process of coming back to earth is again my own plan. And I trust my plan. It may be painful, but I planned it for a reason. Let me go through it. And that decision, where do we make this decision of coming here or not? Not here, not on the earth planet. We make it when we are not in the body. That is the place of knowing. We know much more than what we know here. And from that place of knowing, we make certain decisions about life. And we also can make a decision there. Well, okay, now I have had enough of this. I can move on. And we may not have to come back here. There we make decisions. So here, what we can do is, instead of thinking about escaping from this cycle, we can make whatever we have in hand more enjoyable. This is how I would recommend start thinking differently. Trust your own decision. Trust and then honor it. That's my recommendation. I feel that way. All of us are different. We can think differently. Right?
yes.
As far as that eternal part is concerned, that eternal part exists. It remains there. And it will do different things. May not be incarnating as human, may be doing something else. Creating another Earth planet or another planet, another universe, whatever.
Sir, can I explain in Hindi?
Yeah, sure.
मेरे पास सब कुछ है, नाइस हस्बैंड, किड्स, बट अंदर से जो सैडनेस है वो एंजॉय नहीं करने देती मेरे को। बस ऐसी अंदर से थॉट आता है कि मेरे को जाना है, फिर वापस नहीं आना। और पता नहीं वो क्यों है, बहुत पहले से है। मैंने तस्वीर को बोल दिया था कि मेरे को वापस मत लेकर आना मैं नहीं आऊंगी इस लाइफ में, बस इतना ही है। तो वो
आपको
उससे कैसे कम आउट करूं
मैं बताता हूँ आपको ना। आप इमेजिन करो, आप वहां जाके बोल रहे हो कि जसबीर को कि चलना, वापस चलना है।
I don't think so, sir.
उल्टा बोलने वाले हो।
I don't think so, sir.
कम से कम मेरे को तो लेकर नहीं आएगी वापस। I can know that.
What I'm saying is, आपको अभी लग रहा है ऐसे, आपको अभी लग रहा है कि मुझको नहीं वापस आना। It's okay, nothing wrong with it. Just accept it. कि okay, this is how I feel. Fine. अब मुझको यहां से लेके जब तक मैं इस साइकिल से निकलूंगी तब तक क्या करना है, उस पर ध्यान दो। राइट? जो इनर सैडनेस, जिसको आप अंदर की सैडनेस बोल रहे हो, वो कहां से आ रही है, उसको ढूंढो। उसका रीजन क्या है, व्हाट इज कॉजिंग इट, उसको ढूंढिए आप। एंड इट इज शोइंग अराउंड यू इन सम फैशन और द अदर। आप ध्यान से अपने चारों तरफ जो कुछ भी है आपकी सिचुएशन, हर चीज को ध्यान से देखो और सोचो कि ये अंदर मेरे से कहां कनेक्ट हो रही है। जो भी चीज कुछ भी है, डजंट मैटर व्हाट इट इज, राइट, उससे अंदर में कनेक्ट करके देखो ये कहां से। क्योंकि वो जो आपके अंदर की सैडनेस है, वो आपकी दुनिया बना के बैठी हुई है चारों तरफ। दैट इज व्हाट इज क्रिएटिंग योर सिचुएशंस।
सो ट्रू सर, सो ट्रू।
हाँ, तो उसको अंदर में आप पकड़ो, उसको कहां से निकल रही है, ये क्या हो रहा है, वहां पे मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ। एंड द बेस्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज लव, सेल्फ लव के ऊपर काम कीजिए. सेल्फ लव इज, इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम टू थिंग्स. Respecting yourself. First thing is respecting yourself, right? And then second thing is अपने वर्थ को एक्सेप्ट करना है. I am worthy. अपने को नीचा नहीं मानना है, किसी से भी नीचा नहीं मानना है. I am worthy. मुझ में वो सब है जो मुझे इस टाइम चाहिए. ये थॉट पक्का होना चाहिए, फाउंडेशनल, एकदम बिल्कुल जड़ तक होना चाहिए कि मुझ में कोई कमी नहीं है. एंड आई रेस्पेक्ट माई सेल्फ. ये चीज आपको माइंड से नहीं, अपने दिल से महसूस करनी. सिर्फ इतना, ये दो चीज पे काम कर लो आप. अपने को कभी अंडर वैल्यू नहीं करना, अंडर एस्टिमेट नहीं करना, अपने को रिस्पेक्ट करना है. आप अपने को वैसे रेस्पेक्ट करो जैसे आप जिसको भी मोस्ट रेस्पेक्टफुल मानते हो, उतनी रेस्पेक्ट आपने अपने को करनी.
ओके सर.
आपको अगर आपके मन में गुरु नानक देव जी को याद करके जो फीलिंग आती है, वो फीलिंग अपने आप को याद करके आनी चाहिए. जस्ट दैट वे, इट इज दैट इंपॉर्टेंट. उतनी रेस्पेक्ट जब आप अपने आप को करने लगोगे, अंदर से इतना प्यार निकलेगा, आपको कहीं सैडनेस का तो कोई जगह ही नहीं है वहां पे. ये इतना दो काम आप करिए, सेल्फ लव के ऊपर करिए. इट्स द बेस्ट थिंग यू कैन एवर डू टू योरसेल्फ. थोड़ा सा काम करना पड़ेगा, करो आप, इसको ट्राई करो. और जब भी कभी कोई ना आपको कंफ्यूजन लगता है कि अरे यार ये क्या हो रहा है, मेरे से पूछ लिया करो. यू कैन ऑलवेज आस्क मी, आई विल हेल्प.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
सर आपने इतनी ब्यूटीफुल चीज बताई है, थैंक यू सो मच. एंड सुरजीत मैम, एक्चुअली मैं आई वांट टू शेयर एक एफर्मेशन जो बहुत पावरफुल एफर्मेशन है. आप ये रोज बोलो और मैं ये शेयर करूंगी आपके साथ. इट इज माई डिवाइन राइट टू लव माई सेल्फ कंप्लीटली. एक है इट इज माई डिवाइन राइट टू बी लव्ड, एंड दूसरी है, एक सबसे पहले ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, इट इज माई डिवाइन राइट टू एक्सेप्ट एंड लव माई सेल्फ कंप्लीटली. हम कभी कभी रेजिस्टेंस दिखाते हैं, अपने आप को पूरी तरह से एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते. ये चीज हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो पूरी तरह से कंप्लीट एक्सेप्टेंस के लिए अब मिरर के सामने आप खड़े होके बोलो, इट इज माई, मेरा पूरा हक है, ये डिवाइन हक है मेरा कि मैं अपने आप को कंप्लीटली एक्सेप्ट करूं और पूरा सबसे पहले प्यार अपने आप से करूं, राइट? वो फिर वो सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस धीरे धीरे आप बिल्कुल आपके सबकॉन्शियस में उठते जागते आपके सबकॉन्शियस में रहेगी. तो आप ये प्रैक्टिस करो मैम,
प्लीज शेयर विद मी.
हाँ जी.
जेस इज प्रिपेयरिंग, वो वाला अपना जो अगला कोर्स होने वाला है ना, शी इज प्रिपेयरिंग, डोंट वरी. ये सब करेंगे हम. आप सुरजीत बस अपने आप को खुश रखने की कोशिश करो, बाकी सब हम लोग कर रहे हैं, डोंट वरी. हाँ, वो हम लोग जो यू कैन हील योर लाइफ वाली किताब के बेसिस में जो बनाने वाले करने वाले ना, उसमें हम ये सब चीजें करेंगे.
मैं तो वेट कर रही हूँ सर.
हाँ जी,
So we are also waiting.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा
Because it's
खुश
going
होना
to
सीखो
say-
आप, थोड़ा सा अंदर में खुश अपने आप को. आप अच्छा एक चीज बताओ, मिरर में खड़े होके आप अपनी आंखों में आंखें डाल के कितनी देर देख पाते हो?
नहीं देखती.
हाँ, ये देखो, अपने से भाग रहे हो, है ना? सोचो, आप अपने आप को नहीं देख पाते तो आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट करते हो कि दूसरे आपको देखेंगे?
सर जी, जब आप मिरर के सामने खड़े होते हो तो अपनी आंखों में आंखें डाल के नहीं देखते. इस उम्र में तो पहले देखते हैं कि सर में बाल कितने सफेद हो गए हैं, चेहरे पे झुर्रियां कितनी आ गई हैं, पूरा दिखाई देता है कि नहीं देता है. तो आंखों में आंखें डाल के कौन देखेगा सर?
नहीं, शुरू में यही होगा, शुरू में ऐसे ही होता है. हाँ, धीरे धीरे फिर आप अपनी आंखों में आंखें डाल के जब देखोगे, आप अपने इनर सेल्फ को वहां देख पाओगे. आप जस्ट कंटिन्यू, अगर उतना भी कर रहे हो ना आप, तो उतना ही करो, स्टार्टिंग करो, लेकिन स्पेंड सम टाइम इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर. अपने को देख के ना खुश महसूस होना. जब आपको अपने को देख के खुशी आएगी, दैट्स व्हेन यू विल स्टार्ट दैट प्रोसेस शुरू होगा. मैं अपने लिए, मुझे भी यही होता था, शीशे के सामने दाढ़ी तो बनाते ही है ना, दाढ़ी बन जाती थी मगर मैं अपनी आंखों में नहीं देख पाता था कभी. और सालों से यही चल रहा है. रोज अपनी शक्ल देखते हैं हम शीशे में, लेकिन दाढ़ी बना के अलग हट जाते हैं. नाउ थिंक अबाउट इट कि एक टाइम आया कि मुझे लगा, आई स्टार्टेड फीलिंग फनी अबाउट माई फेस. मेरे को लगा यार कि आई कुड हैव बीन अ गुड कॉमेडियन. मूवी में मैं कॉमेडियन का रोल कर सकता था अच्छा, बिकॉज आई हैव द फेस विच कैन रियली क्रिएट एक्सप्रेशंस दैट कैन मेक अदर पीपल हैप्पी. तो अब मैंने उसके बाद में पता है क्या करना शुरू किया, शीशे में देख के मैं अपने आप को कॉमिक फेसेस बनाता हूं, एंड देन आई कीप लाफिंग फॉर 5 मिनट्स. खुश होके हंसता रहता हूं मैं. दैट इज व्हाट इज ट्रू हैप्पीनेस. अंदर से हैप्पीनेस बाहर आती. तो इतनी दोस्ती करनी है अपने आप से, दैट यू कैन हैव फन विद योरसेल्फ, जस्ट लाइक अ फ्रेंड. बिल्कुल. हाँ जी उपिंदर जी, आप बोलिए.
Anji, good evening, masters. Very interesting discussion is going on. And first thing, I would like to respond to Surjit ji's question. Like, this is what I understand. The thing is that, you know what, like Surjit ji, she says that she's got everything, family, husband, children. So she has led a full life. But then, you know, she feels some kind of emptiness inside. So, you know what, my understanding is that whatever emptiness is inside, it is your inner calling to practice meditation. Because I have a feeling that inner joy, you know, this happens with the beginning of the spiritual life. Because whenever there's a really the birth of that, you know, spiritual life in us, you know, now that seed has grown inside her, and it has already sprouted. So, you know, what she needs to do is she needs to really, really practice meditation with effort. Like, you know what, this is what I did. I also had the same kind of inner thing, you know, that something is lacking, and I need to find some kind of purpose in my life or something like that. So, you know what, I feel that if she increases her meditation time, now, you know what, that inner joy, it will swell up. And you know what, this is what the experience of everybody is with meditation, right? Okay, 3 to 4 hours daily you do meditation, right? Then I have a feeling this has to come up. The joy will swell up. You know, maybe you need more time and more practice. But you know what? When that inner joy, you will yourself start feeling it, and you'll be happy for no reason. So this is what I have experienced. You know what? Everybody's journey is different. Somebody requires more time, somebody requires lesser time. But you know what? Just be persistent with one thing is meditation, and second is reading of spiritual books. They are wonderful. So any nice book you pick up and you start reading, it gives you a very beautiful way of spending your leisure hours or whatever. So these things, and then, you know, self-love. Self-love, like, you know, Jess also talked about it. And even I read, you know, day before yesterday, I just opened the book Mirror Work by Louise Hay. So, you know what she says, that you open, you first day, you look at the mirror, and then you're learning to love yourself. She has given some kind of affirmation there. She has given some kind of journalizing work and practice before mirror. So these are 2-3 steps in which Louise Hay has taught us to love ourselves. So if we start loving ourselves, and you are doing daily practice of meditation and also reading books, this will change her inner state. This is what I feel. But yes, more practice of meditation is very much required. The more we meditate, the better versions we become. Because I feel that those lower emotions, you know, those, you know, the ones which are given on that map of consciousness by David Hawkins and all. So those lower emotions like fear or anger or guilt or shame, those emotions automatically they leave you with meditation. This is my experience. And really you become fearless. Then, when we are understanding all these things, that we have designed our own life, it is our divine blueprint. And, then we don't look at the sad part or somebody who's triggering you. You don't think in that way. You start thinking that, look, what I have to learn from these things which are triggering me. So, you know what, this is what our ascension is. This is what our evolution is, right? So, Sujit ji, you just practice more meditation, spend more time with yourself. Even if you're spending 3 hours, you can, be persistent with it. This is what I
Okay,
feel.
ma'am.
And another thing, some few minutes back, we all were talking about that 5D shift. So I also got very, interested in it. And I have been listening to some of the videos by that Praveen Bhatia is there. He's talking very continuously. And then one more man is there who has recently talked. Many sessions have been held in different groups and all. Gaur Hari, I don't know, something like that. Some name is there. So what they say is that presently our Earth is now in the photon belt. It has moved into the photon belt, and the great, like, what is our understanding? Our understanding is that there is a great central sun which is emitting its light, giving light to all the suns of different galaxies, of different uh, you know um, in different galaxies, there are different suns. And all those suns, they get light from the great central sun, right? Now, what is it that our Earth has moved into the photon belt, and then the solar flares, the flares from the great central sun, they are directly coming to our Earth, right? They have started coming already from 2020. So, you know what, we can also see the things which have happened in our all over the globe. Pandemic came. They say, pandemic was also man-made, and, dark forces and all, right? So, those things are there. And then, they are saying that gradually Earth is evolving, it is ascending. So, its vibrational frequency is increasing. Now, we have also observed it. So many people have come into meditation. I don't know how I came into it. So this was destined for me. Then it came to me. Then I'm telling my children also, because I feel it is a very great thing. It's a very good thing, right? So what is going to happen is that Earth will increase its frequency, right? Vibrational frequency of Earth will increase because of the solar flares. And they say it is an inevitable event, it has to happen, right? Now, when this is happening and we keep on living in the lower frequencies, right, of mind, like anger, guilt, shame, all those things, then what will happen? There will be a mismatch. There will be a mismatch between our vibrational frequency and Earth's frequency. So if we are learning to meditate, we are transitioning into the 5D shift. Now this 5D shift, we are still living on Earth only. We are not going anywhere. But this change will happen within ourselves. So you know what, from duality to oneness, we'll develop more compassion, more love for others. Maybe we'll come into more service. And I feel that this is how we will be transitioning. And they say that it is not that only those who are meditating will be ascending. Probably others will also have its impact gradually or eventually.
I have one question, Upinderji.
Anji.
So, as long as there are others, how can we be in oneness?
That was exactly my question, sir. Thank you.
Sir, the thing is, this is what they say is, so they are talking very big things. The whole systems will collapse, banking system will change.
Correct. तो मुझे प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है इन सारी चीजों से कि how is that information going to help me in my life at present?
Sir,
With all that
Ganesh
information, मैं
ji,
क्या करूंगा? Can that
that
help
is
me become
right.
happy?
But you know what? Then you know what? When we are shifting towards oneness and all, they are also talking about some end time madness. Means we will be ascending, and those who are not meditating will
Yeah.
probably not be ascending that much, and they will consider us mad.
इसको इसको
Maybe.
हिंदी में पता है क्या बोलते हैं? बुद्धि विलास.
Okay.
बुद्धि विलास मतलब इट इज एंटरटेनमेंट, माइंड से एंटरटेनमेंट.
तो
जो
शैलेश जी,
स्पिरिचुअल
आप
वर्ल्ड,
इससे इस चीज को एग्री नहीं करते? मतलब व्हाट डू यू से अबाउट?
I don't consider it in any way useful for my spiritual evolution.
ओके. हाँ, मतलब
It is not.
एंटरटेनमेंट
It is
मिल रहा है
it,
सेशन सुन
it
के
is just
और
information. बहुत सारी information
ओके.
ऐसी बहुत है, right? इस
बट
दुनिया में इतने बुक्स हैं, आप सोच ही नहीं सकते हो, right? बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन है, मेरे किस काम की लेकिन.
लेकिन शैलेश जी, ये एक बुक है, दिस इज कॉल्ड बीइंग्स ऑफ लाइट. It is written by some Swami. I have it in my tablet, right? So जब मैंने उस बुक को पढ़ा तो उसमें कुछ चीजें तो मुझे लगा कि really they are true, because they have talked about कि 26,000 years जो है युग परिवर्तन जिसको ये बोलते हैं, they say कि 26,000 years के बाद में एक युग चेंज हो जाता है, right? और जब ये 75,000 years पूरे हो जाते हैं तो अर्थ असेंड होती है. बट दिस हैज सेड बीन रॉ आल्सो. आई वाज लिसनिंग टू रॉ कॉन्टैक्ट. दिस इज अ बुक, ना, रॉ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और रॉ कॉन्टैक्ट, समथिंग लाइक दैट. आई हैव दैट. आई वाज हियरिंग दोस ऑडियोज. इट इज गिवन इन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ऑडियोज. एंड यू नो, उसमें भी उन्होंने ये बात बोली है कि 75,000 years के बाद में अर्थ की, मतलब जो भी प्लैनेट्स है सभी की जो है, जो भी जैसे हमारे 3 डायमेंशनल है या other 3D matrix, because there are endless planets. There is no end to it. ये तो infinite, right? So सभी में ये vibrational shift automatically होगा after 75,000 years. This is what they say.
And starting from when? कब start होंगे वो 75,000 years?
They say कि ये 75,000 years पूरे हो चुके हैं. And it's like they call it 25,980 or 20 something like that, they say. So वो कहते हैं कि अब
अर्थ की एज मालूम है कितनी?
No idea.
It is in terms of millions of years. Thousand नहीं,
Yes.
billions of years है. तो ये सारा
so these are all theories only. You mean to say these are all just theories on which we are wasting our mind?
माइंड को एंटरटेन करने के लिए इंफॉर्मेशन बना रखी है.
ओके.
माइंड को एंटरटेन,
मतलब
आप
जो
देखो कितना इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है आपको इसके अंदर, देख रहे हो आप ना? माइंड इज हैप्पी.
इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है.
हाँ, माइंड इज हैप्पी. तो माइंड को कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए होता है, कुछ नई पजल सॉल्व करने के लिए. वाओ, गुड, न्यू इंफॉर्मेशन. माइंड आपको भटकाता रहेगा. आपकी जो असली जो काम करना है, अपने को, अपने पर ध्यान दो, वो वाला काम छुटवा देगा. यू विल बी, ओ कितना अच्छा टीवी चल रहा है. आप पहले वहां डब्बे में टीवी देखते थे, अब माइंड के अंदर टीवी देख रहे हो. दैट्स इट. It's no difference.
So what do you say, Shailesh ji, that we should unnecessarily stop thinking about these things and we should go for our own ascension? Like we must,
yes, your
working
guidance
on
is
ourselves.
अपने अंदर आपकी गाइडेंस है, हर एक के पास है. You have your own compass inside. With
But
meditation,
Shailesh
you
ji, I
begin to
don't
see your
understand.
compass.
ये जितने स्पिरिचुअल ग्रुप्स हैं, इतने ग्रुप्स हैं, रोज ही 5D के सेशंस कर रहे हैं, एंड एवरीबॉडी इज इनटू इट.
क्यों?
आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड. लास्ट वीक में 3 सेशंस.
दुनिया में भेड़ें कितनी हैं? हाउ मेनी शीप्स आर देयर?
राइट. सो दे पीपल फॉलो लाइक शीप.
भेड़ चाल है वो सबको. मैंने आप लोगों को अपने पिछले वाले उसमें जो रैबिट होल वाला सेशन था, एक बार दोबारा देखना.
राइट. ये भी रैबिट होल ही है.
स्पिरिचुअलिटी रैबिट होल. इसमें कितने सारे रास्ते दिखेंगे. हर आदमी आपको एक शाइनिंग चीज दिखा रहा होगा. यस, लुक एट दिस इज मैजिक.
इवन दे समटाइम्स, यू नो, दे टॉक अबाउट क्रिस्टल्स. क्रिस्टल यूज करना है. परिपत्री टॉक्स अबाउट इट. Then you know what,
बहुत सारे लोग
उसमें भी मुझे बहुत कंफ्यूजन है. Are the crystals really helping?
And again, crystal can help, इट इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक जस्ट लाइक आप किस पे बिलीव करते हो। अगर आपको
Okay.
बिलीफ है कि बिल्ली रास्ता काट जाएगी तो मेरा दिन खराब हो जाएगा,
तो वो उनका
तो
होगा
आपका
ही।
एक्चुअल में दिन खराब होगा। अगर आप बिलीव
Right.
नहीं करते हो, आप निकल जाते हो, कुछ भी नहीं होगा।
Right,
दोनों
right.
पॉसिबिलिटीज होती हैं।
Hmm.
इसी तरह से क्रिस्टल, ये देखो मेरी मेज पे रखा हुआ, ये बड़ा सुंदर, इसको हम लोग कहते हैं ऑरा लाइट।
Hmm.
एक जमाने में मैंने खूब क्रिस्टल किए हैं, इतने किए हैं आप सोच नहीं सकते।
But do we really need to use them or
ये
what?
आपके विश्वास पे है।
अच्छा, right.
If you trust it, if you believe, then it will do what you want to do. Why? Because you are projecting your mind. Your mind is extremely powerful.
Okay. Hmm.
आपके थॉट जहां भी जिस तरह से भी प्रोजेक्ट होंगे वो रियलिटी क्रिएट होती है। दैट्स करेक्ट।
Hmm.
तो आप अगर बिलीव करते हो कि ये मेरा पत्थर जो है इसमें इतनी एनर्जी है कि ये मेरे सारे चक्रास को अलाइन कर देगा,
Hmm.
राइट? आप एंड देर आर टेस्ट। इस वाले दिस ऑरल लाइट, ये वाले स्टोन को आप हाथ में ऐसे लेके बैठ जाओ, विद इन 5 minutes ऑल योर चक्रास विल बी अलाइंड।
You believe in it, that means?
आई यूज टू, नॉट एनी मोर। जब मैंने ये खरीदा था तब मैंने भी यही किया था एंड आई फेल्ट ओ सो गुड। व्हाई? बिकॉज ये सब माइंड का कंस्ट्रक्ट है।
अब आपके
Okay.
चक्कर सीधे हो गए इसलिए आप उस पर विश्वास नहीं करते। आई नो दैट।
मैं चक्रों
शैलेश जी,
मैं
yes,
चक्रा
I
के
agree
चक्कर से
with
बाहर
you.
निकल गया हूं अब।
I have a feeling कि ये सब माइंड का ही कंस्ट्रक्ट है।
हाँ देखो,
अब
आप जब तक करोगे नहीं ना तब तक समझ में नहीं आएगा। तो मैंने किया, समझ लिया, अब मैंने आपको बता दिया, लेकिन आप जब तक खुद से नहीं करोगे नहीं समझ में आएगा।
नहीं शैलेश जी, मैं ना कभी भी ये फैसिनेट नहीं हुई स्टोन्स वगैरह से। मुझे तो ये लगता है कि वर्किंग तो हमें अंदर करनी है। अब हाथ में पत्थर पकड़ लें या वो सब कर लें, व्हाट इज आई रियली इनसाइड से मैं बिलीव नहीं करती। तो मुझे ये लगता है कि जैसे आपने कहा ना, इट इज अ मैटर ऑफ योर ओन फेथ, योर ओन हाउ डू यू, आपके ऊपर अगर आपको उसमें बिलीफ है तो, राइट। तो ऑनेस्टली मैं इतना बिलीव नहीं करती उन पे। तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि जो भी हमें वर्किंग करनी है बस मेडिटेशन करके अपनी करनी है। हमें ये वॉच करना है कि जो हम ध्यान की किस से किस स्टेज पे पहुंच रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो मिलना है वो तो अंदर से ही मिलना है। एवरीबडी सेज दैट एवरीथिंग इज इनसाइड अस।
यस, बट एक
जो
चीज
ब्रह्मांडे सोई पिंडे, जो खोजे सो पावे। जो
Correct.
उस ब्रह्मांड में है
हाँ,
वो ही हमारे अंदर भी एक उतना पूरा यूनिवर्स है।
एग्जैक्टली।
हमें उसको खोजना है ना, वी हैव टू फाइंड इट ना।
हाँ, तो जैसे अपनी हिंदी में भी कहावत है कि मानो तो पत्थर है, नहीं मानो तो महादेव, नहीं तो वो पत्थर है। मूर्ति के लिए भी यही कहते हैं, राइट? तो इन सब चीजों का एक सिग्निफिकेंस है जरूर, देयर इज अ पर्पस। अब जैसे मान लीजिए आप somebody comes and talks to you about your chakras, ठीक है? चक्रास के बारे में एक किसी ने आके आपको एक बहुत सुंदर सा लेक्चर सुनाया, बहुत अच्छी सी नॉलेज बताई, बड़े कलरफुल चार्ट्स दिखाए कि देखो बॉडी में ऐसे ऐसे होता है, हर चक्रा से ऐसे ऐसे होता है। उसकी यूजफुलनेस है, इट इज नॉट यूजलेस थिंग। ऋषियों मुनियों ने चक्रा के बारे में जो हमें बताया, हमारे एनर्जी सेंटर्स के बारे में बताया है, वो बेकार इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है, राइट? लेकिन वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड ने क्या किया है, उसको एक कमर्शियल फॉर्म दे दिए,
राइट।
क्योंकि यहां पे लोगों को बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, तो उनको किस तरह से समझाएंगे? उन्होंने उसको कलर से एसोसिएट कर दिया, 7 रंग है, 7 चक्र है, 7 कलर्स हैं, उससे एसोसिएट कर दिया, तो आदमी याद रखता है। उन हर चक्र की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स बता दी, आदमी याद रख पाता है, टू मेक इट इजी फॉर पीपल टू अंडरस्टैंड। बट चक्रास की जो असली सिग्निफिकेंस जो ऋषियों मुनियों ने बताई थी, वो उन्होंने बताया था कि हमारा एनर्जी सिस्टम काम कैसे करता है। वो उस पर्पस के लिए था, नॉट टू यूज इट फॉर चेंजिंग योर लाइफ। चक्रा के चक्कर में पड़ना नहीं है। क्यों? सिर्फ जानना है कि ओके, मैं अपनी स्थिति को कैसे पहचान सकता हूं।
राइट।
जब मैं चक्रा की मुझको नॉलेज होगी कि मेरे अंदर फियर है, मतलब मैं अभी रूट चक्रा के लेवल पे चल रहा हूं,
राइट।
तो वो है, क्रिस्टल्स के साथ भी वही चीज है। लोगों को स्पिरिचुअल एस्पेक्ट से कनेक्ट करने के लिए अगर शाइनिंग ऑब्जेक्ट दिखा के लोग वहां पहुंच जाते हैं, इट्स गुड इन माय ओपिनियन, नथिंग रॉन्ग,
ओके ओके
राइट? एटलीस्ट कम से कम आके आपको इंटरेस्टिंग लगा, आपको लगा अरे ये स्पिरिचुअल टीवी चल रहा है, चलो यही देखते हैं। वो देख के आपने कम से कम दूसरे चीजों को बंद किया, माइंड को अच्छा फूड देना शुरू किया। धीरे धीरे आप वो करते करते वहां पहुंच जाते हो जहां आपको समझ में आने लगता है, ओके नाउ वी नीड टू गो पास्ट दिस। अब हम बच्चे नहीं हैं, अब हम बड़े हो गए हैं, हमको और इससे बेटर खिलौने खेलने, वी नीड बेटर टॉयज टू प्ले विद।
Yeah.
This happens automatically. We have to go through it. If you have to cross the river, you have to swim through it,
yes
right? Always. So if you once you reach the other side, you can say, well, that river was very small, right? बट हाइंडसाइट में बहुत परफेक्ट लगता है। जब आप अंदर से जा रहे हो उस वक्त लगता है, ओ माय गॉड, ये कितना पानी है, विल आई बी एबल टू क्रॉस, विल आई बी एबल टू रीच द अदर एंड, ऑल दैट। बट वंस यू रीच द अदर एंड, you know, okay, now I know how to cross a river. So that's how we are learning. That is the part of learning process. So there is nothing, जितने भी हम लोगों के हजारों साल से जो सिस्टम्स बने हुए हैं, चलते आ रहे हैं, उसका सिग्निफिकेंस है, उसका मीनिंग है, लोग बस उसको यूज नहीं कर पा रहे। वो हमें सिर्फ एक डायरेक्शन में लाने के लिए बने हुए हैं, सो दैट वी आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अल्टीमेटली वहां पहुंचना है। फिर हम उससे जुड़ के उससे अपनी इनर जर्नी स्टार्ट करते हैं एक बार। लेकिन फिर इनर जर्नी जब स्टार्ट हो जाती है ना, फिर दूसरी सारी चीजें गिर जाती।
yes that is very true
हाँ, तो ये अपने एक्सपीरियंस से हर एक को पता चलता है अल्टीमेटली। तो अभी इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस जैसे आप लोगों ने भी किए हैं, बहुत लोग क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि हमको 7 बॉडीज के बारे में बताइए, चक्रास के बारे में बताइए। मैं ज्यादा इस सब्जेक्ट्स पे बात इसलिए नहीं करता हूं कि वो मेरे बताने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, इट विल बी जस्ट अ मेंटल गेम। But when you experience it by yourself in your meditation, you will actually understand what that means.
एंड ये जो शैलेश जी आप कह रहे हैं ना कि मेडिटेशन में ही हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, राइट? तो इवन आई वांट टू नो कि ये कौन सी ब्रेन वेव्स होती हैं हमें, क्योंकि हमें थोड़ा पता चले कि हम किस स्टेज पे पहुंचे हैं। लाइक वी आर मेडिटेटिंग एवरी डे एंड 3 to 4 hours is a good time, like Surjit ji says that she's spending that much time, right? So हमें आप एक सेशन में ब्रेन वेव्स का भी जरा बताइएगा। लाइक अल्फा स्टेट है, देन वी आर इन द बीटा स्टेट, ये एक बार आप हमें बताइएगा डिटेल में, तो हमें भी एक आइडिया हो कि वेयर डू वी स्टैंड, लाइक अप टू वेयर वी रीच। तो समटाइम्स वी गो डीपर।
माइंड की जो ब्रेन वेव्स जो होती हैं उसका आपकी स्पिरिचुअल लेवल क्या है उससे कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है।
नहीं, बट हमें ये तो पता चलेगा ना कि टुडे वी वेंट सो मच डीप।
एवरीबडी गोज थ्रू ऑल साइकिल्स ऑफ ब्रेन वेव्स इन एट डिफरेंट टाइम्स। जब आप जगे होते हो, इस वक्त आप बात कर रहे हो, इस वक्त यू आर बीटा स्टेट, बीटा ब्रेन वेव। बीटा ब्रेन वेव जो होती है वो हमारी नॉर्मल डे टू डे टाइम पे होती है। जब आप स्लीप में होते हो, यू आर एट एल्फा।
Okay.
Just before sleep and just after you wake up, you for some time you remain in that alpha state. And meditation maybe you go into alpha state. And then जो deep meditators होते हैं वो लोग गामा तक जा सकते हैं, थीटा तक जा सकते हैं, which are thoughtless states.
Okay.
Right? तो ये changing है, they are constantly changing with what you are doing.
Okay.
These are only states of mind.
एंड शैलेश जी, ये जो आप थॉटलेस स्टेट कहते हो, इसमें भी ऐसा तो नहीं होता कि बिल्कुल ही थॉट नहीं आती, बट काफी कम आती है, आई थिंक, राइट?
थॉटलेस स्टेट का मतलब ये नहीं कि थॉट नहीं हो रहे, थॉट आ रहे हैं, आपको पता नहीं चल रही।
ओके।
You have gone beyond the mind.
Okay.
When we go beyond the mind, we don't feel time and separation. Two things we don't feel because they are constructs of the mind. When you go beyond the mind, You won't feel any thought, any time. You will have timelessness also. That is part of our.
तो ये तो हम फील करते हैं, ऐसे बहुत बारी होता है मेडिटेशन में, हमें तो टाइम का पता ही नहीं चलता, 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा भी बीत जाता है एंड वी
तो
डोंट
आप अपने आप को अंडर एस्टिमेट क्यों करते हो? यू आर ए गुड मेडिटेटर.
आई एम मेडिटेटिंग बट आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि कब और आगे जाएंगे, लाइक ऐसे
आप
फील
ये
होता है.
जाना छोड़ दो, कहीं जाना नहीं है. आपको बैठना सीखना है, एक जगह में रुकना सीखना है. जब तक रुकोगे नहीं, आप गहराई में नहीं जा सकते हो.
राइट.
आप स्विम करते रहोगे तो आप नीचे कहाँ जाओगे? गहराई में जाना है तो रुकना पड़ेगा आप. एंड रुकना इज द मेन थिंग.
यस,
माइंड रुकने नहीं देता.
स्टे नहीं, हाँ स्टे करना उसी स्टेज में, दैट इज वेरी.
रुकना है.
तो हाउ वी मास्टर इट? विद प्रैक्टिस, मोर प्रैक्टिस.
इट इज जस्ट प्रैक्टिस. माइंड को वॉच करना है, अवेयरनेस में रहना है. इफ यू आर एबल टू वॉच योर थॉट्स, you can very easily do that. You can control them. If you are you are controlled by the mind, then thoughts are all over you.
Yes, that's.
Then you don't even know what is happening in your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
discussion.
Yes, sir.
मेरी भाषा में और अपने साइंस सर की भाषा में योग निंद्रा. That's what it is.
Yes.
योग निंद्रा में चले जाओ, कोई फिक्र नहीं कौन सी ब्रेन वेव चल रही है, कौन सी नहीं.
Yes.
You just just be there, and when you come out, you are fresh. That's it.
Correct. And slowly and gradually you will, if you stay longer in that state, the longer you can stay, the more you will see the shift in your own experience of life automatically. कुछ करना नहीं होता, अपने आप होता है.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, masters. अभी काफी लेट हो गया है, तो अभी let's take a break here, and we will be here next Wednesday again. We will continue our discussion. If you think of some topics, please do let me know, right? So that then we can actually discuss some of those things. आप लोगों को जब तक questions के answer न मिले, तब तक इस session का कोई फायदा नहीं, right? So let me have your ideas and thoughts. We will do that. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shailesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Shailesh.
Masters.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shailesh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.